Let's talk my last trip to Disney World's Magic Kingdom. It was my first time going alone with my two kids. I have a toddler, she is 2.5 years old, and I have a 14-month-old. I have been to Disneyland in California many times. I know it like the back of my hand, but I most recently moved to Florida, about an hour and a half away from Disney World. So the first thing I did when I moved to Florida was get an annual pass because I am a huge Disney fanatic. And now that I have two kids, I am even more of a Disney freak. So I was so excited and a little bit nervous to tackle Disney World alone. But I didn't go completely alone because I actually went on like a Disney blind date, but with another mom. I messaged this girl, hey, I'm new to Florida and I see that you've been by yourself with your kids. Do you want to meet up? And she said yes. So I've never done anything like that before, but we met up and we had the best time. Our girls are the same age and our babies are actually around the same age. So it was perfect, and we're actually planning another trip, not this week, but next week, and we're going to Epcot, so I cannot wait to film that. But back to Magic Kingdom. The very first thing, I have my notes, so if I'm looking over here, that's what I'm looking at. Laptop decorated by my daughter. So if you haven't watched my previous vlog, you can go ahead and take a look at it. It's our little day at Disney. It's just following around my toddler. Let's get back into it. The first thing that really helps me, if you live close to Disney World, I have done this a few times where we have woken up really early, gone with my family, woken up my kids early, got in the car, had breakfast in the car, and made it there when the park was opening. And I feel like my daughter especially just kind of had a harder time. We woke her up and she wasn't excited, she was tired, I don't know. So I was like, you know what? Since I'm just going for the day, I'm not gonna push it. Because I was able to let them have a normal morning at home, it made our day very nice, very easy, very seamless. Vela, my daughter, was extremely excited the whole drive over there. And when we got there, she was into it, she was excited, and my baby actually slept pretty much the whole way there, so that was another very big plus. Now, if you are not staying at a resort and you are parking at Disney Magic Kingdom, my first tip, especially if you're alone and you do not want to close your stroller, which was one of my biggest concerns or stresses when tackling the park by myself, is what am I going to do when I have to fold my stroller and carry both kids? How am I gonna do that? Priority parking is amazing, especially if you're an annual pass holder, which I am. You get a little bit of a discounted price. So it always varies on the day and how busy it is. We paid around $20 for Thursday, and it gets you like front of the parking lot access. So you literally park and you're right next to the monorail, which takes you right to Disney's Magic Kingdom entrance, and you never have to close your stroller. So that is where I met my new mom friend, so easy. So then we entered Disney World's Magic Kingdom, and I wanna say it was around 10:30 in the morning that we entered the park. First thing we did was we hit the gift shop, and the little girl that we were with had a bubble wand, which I assumed that she probably did because they go all the time. So I knew, okay, I need to get Bella a bubble wand so she doesn't feel left out. And I need to also get my son Axel a little toy as well, so they both have something, which is honestly something I recommend you doing because you can always bring your toys back into the park. So if you buy a bubble wand once, you can bring it in every single time you go, and they refill the bubbles for you for free at any bubble station. So definitely get yourself a little souvenir. I think it's worth it. I ended up spending around $64 for two toys, really pricey, but again, I mean, every time we go there, she's excited about bubbles. She's 2 years old, she's gonna want bubbles. They refill it for you. And I honestly left both of the toys in the car so they don't see them until we go to Disney. So they're excited every time I bring it out. So it's not something they see every day. And then my son, I got him a little Buzz Lightyear toy that spins and lights up. So $64 there. I did have a $100 gift card, which was really nice for my mom. Used some of that. I didn't really have to pay anything there. And then after that, we went to the Friends Parade right outside of the gift shop on Main Street. It was so cute. I think that was the first time we stopped and watched a parade with my daughter. She had been to Disney a few times now. She is finally at the age where she is into the, not I would say into the characters, she's kind of afraid of the masks, the costumes, but she's getting into it. She's really excited about the princesses, and she's starting to watch the movies and kind of understand a little bit. So she was pointing them out, she was waving to them. Again, you can watch my last vlog. She really liked it. That was fun. That got us in the mood. They got us in the spirit. The kids were dancing. Very cute. We walked over to the castle. They just painted it. It looks beautiful. After that, we went into the Princess Fairy Tale Hall. I don't want to get the name wrong. Princess Fairy Tale Hall in Fantasyland. This I was kind of nervous for because my daughter's a little bit apprehensive about strangers meeting adults. She loves kids, but just like very cautious. And the characters, especially, we did a character breakfast, which I will talk about in another video. She did not like that. She did not have a good time with that. She was scared. She kept saying scary, scary, but saying hi. So I was really nervous about the princesses, and the princesses that were in that hall were Belle and Cinderella. So I was like, okay, we're gonna let the little girl go first. Bella can watch. I bought her an autograph book. The line was probably about 20-ish minutes. I think it took us maybe 15 minutes to go through. My daughter did great. She just wanted to keep sitting on the floor every time we move and look at her book. So that was good. My son, on the other hand, wanted to run around and walk around. So that was kind of like the first sweat that I broke going to the park alone. He wanted to get down, he wanted to walk around. I didn't bring snacks into the line, I didn't bring anything. I was kind of frantic, and then I learned that, okay, next line, definitely bring a snack. So if you're going by yourself or just in general with toddlers, 1-year-olds, babies, kids, bring snacks in line, preferably like the little bag snacks that you can just rip, they can hold, eat. If I would have had a snack for him, he would have been totally okay. I did have a carrier, so he was strapped into my carrier. My daughter was on the floor, so he was contained. He just really wanted to get down, and I brought nothing in line to occupy him. So my fault. I definitely learned for the next lines that we went into. Went into the princesses. My daughter loved it. I wanted to cry. It was the sweetest moment. She is just so polite and sweet and excited, and it makes it worth it bringing your toddler and your baby to Disney World, to Disneyland, any of the parks. It makes it worth it watching how excited they are, because when they get older, that magic goes away. So that's why I think it's so special to bring them when they are younger, so they do feel that magical sense that Disneyland, Disney World really is. So right off the bat, we're on a high. She met the princesses. She got her little book signed. She was excited. Her and her friend were running around. After that, we went on the carousel, Bella's favorite ride. It's always kind of like a 10-minute line, which isn't terrible. I did bring snacks this time for my baby, so he was great. They were watching the carousel go around as we're in line. Honestly, no complaints with the line there. It was good, it moved fast. When you do have a baby, you are able to sit behind the baby on the carousel. So Axel sat in front of me, I buckled him up, I sat behind him, and Bella was on the horse next to me, strapped in. Loved it. Her favorite ride, she always calls it the orange neigh, because it's the horse ride and she loves the orange one. This time I think we did a purple one. I always let her pick the color, and that's how I keep her entertained in line. I'm like, oh, what color horse do you want? Do you want the pink one? No. Do you want orange one? No. And we talk about that pretty much the whole time in the line. So after that, it was time to watch the Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair, and that is at the front of the castle. That was great. So if you have little kids that are into the characters, into the shows, definitely watch that. I don't want to say it's any more. I could be wrong. I should look it up how long it is. Maybe like 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know. But definitely a must. The next thing we did is we went on Dumbo. Dumbo is a classic, must do, super cute, super nostalgic. A little secret, actually 2 secrets. I have not made it yet to see this, but every morning at like 9:40 in the morning, somewhere around there, the characters ride Dumbo around every morning. Second secret, inside the line at Dumbo, there is a playground. So what you do is you stand in line. Once you get up to halfway, which is inside the tent of Dumbo, which is where the line is, there's a playground. You can't really see it, it's kind of covered. So you can get out of line, you can go in the playground, let your kids play, and then when you're ready and done and your whole party's back together, you re-enter in the line where you left off, and then you can continue on to Dumbo. It's a really cute playground. It's circus theme. It's inside the circus tent. And a lot of people just pass on by it and don't even see it. So we rode that. Axel was on my lap. Bella was on the inside. Really easy, really manageable to do by myself. The line went pretty quickly. After that, we did stop for lunch. Stopped at Pinocchio's Cafe. Just got my kids, because I packed a lot of snacks, which I'm gonna make another video on what I packed for snacks that day, because I felt like I did a really good job and it kept them fed with really great foods throughout the day, so I didn't have to spend money on snacks, treats, or anything like that. I kind of had everything that they would need in my bag. We all split a kids meal, which is awesome because every kids meal comes with 2 sides. So we did the kids pizza, and Bella had a huge slice, Axel had a huge slice, and then it came with 2 sides. So we got the french fries and we got the apples, and then it comes with a drink. They drink only water, so I got myself a kids Coke just as a pick-me-up for the midday. It's only $8, so that was great. And then after lunch, we rode the teacup ride, which is also another staple ride, another nostalgic ride, really cute. That line was a little bit easier. I actually took Axel outside of the carrier for that one because there is like a little ledge that I could hold his hands and he could like walk along the edge. Bella and him were kind of just like walking on the edge right next to me, and I was holding him, so that was nice. He was able to kind of stretch his legs. I will say, I did feel really bad having Axel and Bella by myself for Axel, because he spent most of his time in the stroller. I know he probably wanted to walk around and do more, and Bella's just like so full of life and excitement for the characters and what's going on. So I feel like a lot of my attention was going to her, and he was kind of just like in the stroller along for the ride eating the snacks, which is great, fine. He's 14 months, he's young. But I am excited for my mom and sister to come, so when they come with me to Disney in a couple of weeks, I can give him all of my attention and, you know, all that stuff. So I did feel a little bit guilty about that, even though he was totally satisfied, happy, all of the things, eating his snacks and watching the parade and the little rides. So we did the teacups. Again, that was a really short line. I think that was about 10 minutes as well. And then after that, my friend, I think it was around like 3 o'clock at that time, or maybe 3:30. Friend was ready to leave. Her kids were tired, so they left. And as we were leaving, they were setting up for the final parade, which is the Festival of Fantasy parade that goes all the way down Main Street. And as we were walking out, this is where I had a hard time leaving, because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, what if I just stay and do a few more rides? Like, what if I just stay and do a few more things? And then in my head, I was like, no, I told myself I wouldn't push it. Just make it a nice short day where we can get home and have a normal dinner, get home at a normal time, not overdo it. As we're leaving, the parade did suck me in though. We're leaving the park, and I saw an open spot next to the tape where there was no one, where the parade passes and Bella could be in the front. Axel was asleep, and I was like, you know what, he's gonna wake up when I transfer him. So he stuck it out the whole day. He didn't nap once. It was already like 4 o'clock at this point, and by the time we were like getting to the exit of the park, I was like, I'm just gonna let him nap in the stroller, and I'm gonna watch the parade with Bella, and it's gonna be great. And then we'll leave right after that, because I was right next to the exit, which is another really good tip. If you watch the parade by the exit entrance of Magic Kingdom, you can just shoot right out and miss the whole crowd of Main Street that just had watched the parade, and you can leave, because that's where the parade ends. That's a really good tip if you want to kind of have like a very low stress spot for the parade that you don't want to be around a lot of crowds. That's a great spot. I'll probably watch parades there again. We watched the parade. It was really cute. Right when it ended, we exited. We hopped on the monorail, very easy. Axel stayed asleep, and then it was a short walk from the monorail to my car. So the whole day, I was there from around 10:30-ish to 4:30, and I spent $93, but remember, I did have a gift card. So that's minus the $65, which is, I only spent $28, because parking was like $20, lunch was $8. I only spent $28 that day. So snacks, packing a lunch is extremely important, because if you know, Disney World, Disneyland, any park is expensive for treats, foods, all that good stuff. Wow, I'm really, really impressed with myself. So I also have a annual pass, so that does help. Okay, well, that was my day. If you want to follow along, that would be great. I'm definitely gonna post every Wednesday, and then I'm gonna try and post every Sunday as well. So 2 times a week, and it's gonna be just Disney content. Some tips that I wanted to film and have posted on Wednesday, like what I pack in my bag for my kids, my diaper bag, what stroller I have, because I think the stroller is very important, and how my stroller is set up. I really, really like it. So I'm very excited to post more and to go again. Excited. I hope that you guys subscribe. I hope you like this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.